Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me for another episode today. This is going to be a quick pack rip here. Going to get into 4 totally random and mostly unrelated packs that I grabbed off of my little pack shelf here in my home hobby room / home office this morning. So we got some best minor league baseball, 89 release and a 90. Got a 95 Upper Deck hockey. And then this Defective Comics trading cards pack, which I got from my buddy Caleb in a care package recently. So we'll start with the baseball. These were like quarter packs that I got at a hobby shop in Massachusetts, maybe a few months back now. Haven't really pulled any stunners out of this. I don't think there really are any to be pulled, but these 89s have this very red border. So we got Pedro Munoz, Felix Antigua. Nice smile there on Felix. Pete Rose Jr. That's, I guess, a keeper. It's a nice Orioles card there. Probably would have included that in my recent package to Cardwolf if I had pulled it beforehand. Here's a Jamie Roseborough. Doug Cronk. That is an awesome card. Aside from just having a funny name, gotta love that expression. That is a very appropriate facial expression for a card of a guy named Kronk. So we're going to put that one up in the background. Here's a Mickey Mourindini. Definitely recognize that name. Pictured here with Spartansburg, a Phillies affiliate. Ernie Baker. Wes Chamberlain, another guy who made the show. Lem Pilkington. That is not a joke. There's no photoshopping involved here. That is an actual Lem Pilkington card. And then we close out that first best pack from 89 with a Richard Shackle. So yeah, that went about as I expected, but still kind of fun just to rip into these. I mean, like I said, these best packs set me back, I believe, a quarter. So you really can't even get a single common for that price on a lot of online sites anymore. So for 25 cents, it's a fun rip. These are the 90 series here, which have no borders, just a plain photograph. Here's Manny Alexander with the Wausau Timbers. Got a Jeff Plimpton. I would call this a new card for the Red Sox collection, except that I'm fairly sure I've pulled this exact Jeff Plimpton out of this exact product, maybe even on a previous episode. Here's a Jeff Juden. Chuck Nagy. So I definitely recognize him. Very successful pitcher with the powerhouse Indians teams of the 90s. There's a Ryan Bowen. Love the Mudcats jersey here. Got our one or a couple per pack black insert. Scott Taylor, the San Bernardino Spirits. There's a Tom Quinlan with the Knoxville Blue Jays. Royal Thomas. Not the greatest photograph there, but Ricky Rhodes. Alex Fernandez, the Birmingham Barons. Bruce Egloff. And then we close it out with Greg Sparks, the Albany Yankees. That's about what you expect out of Star and Best minor league baseball. And I realize now, actually, in retrospect, I think I was claiming that those were both best packs, but the first pack here that had Doug Cronk in it is actually Star Baseball from 89. So let's check out the 95 Upper Deck hockey pack. This is a Series 2. Loved 95 Upper Deck. They used the same design across all sports that year, and it's a very simplistic full bleed photograph. I'm just cracking this pack here. We got a little bit of stickage, but let's look at a base card here. So here's a Joey Kocur. So Upper Deck used the same design across all of their sports with just a very simple foil nameplate and then a really nice full bleed photograph. So I've been kind of working on the baseball and hockey sets. Had purchased wax boxes of each of these way back in the day, which is where this pack came from. Here's a nice Star rookie of Ed Jovanovsky with the Panthers. He went on to play for, I want to say, about 20 years at the NHL level, was still active like in the mid 2010s. So that's a pretty cool card. This is the 1 per pack Electric Ice parallel. You can see the silver foil there. And then, so these silver Electric Ices were 1 per pack. And then there was a gold Electric Ice that fell at just 1 per box. But that's a pretty nice parallel to pull out of this product. Definitely not, you know, collecting the entire set in Electric Ice format, but I will hang on to any that I accumulate. All right, next up we have, boy, this one's tough to pronounce even for me. Jyrki Lumme, probably butchered that one. And I got a little bit of like snow here from the card sticking, which is unfortunate. Here's an Owen Nolan, pictured here with the Sharks, but played for many different teams over the course of his NHL career. Kenny Johnson with the Maple Leafs. Not exactly a ton of star power here so far in this upper deck pack. Oleg Petrov with Montreal. There's a Jamie Rivers with St. Louis. Here's someone I recognize. Actually showed his autograph off a while back on a Signature Sundays episode. Mr. Shell Samuelson. Got a Team Canada Program of Excellence card featuring Josh Holden. Don't really think he did much at the NHL level, if he even made it at all. There's a Team Finland card of Tony Lidman. Here's one from the Czech Republic. Mikhail Bros. And then the last card in the pack is a very interesting looking Brian Marchment, kind of staring into your soul there. And then you get one of these cool trade insert cards in every pack, which are worthless. We'll put up Brian Marchment here and kind of have him give us the stare down as we get into the 4th and final pack, which is the one I'm most interested about as far as today's selection, this Defective Comics trading cards pack. Got this, as I mentioned, from my buddy Caleb. No idea what to expect in here. I'm not a huge comic book guy, but I do find, you know, oddball cards pretty entertaining, as evidenced by yesterday's Michael Jordan Valentine's Day card video. So these will be a cool addition to the obscure portion of my collection. And it looks like we have a nice kind of like foily parallel right out of the gate here. This is Marvy Comics instead of Marvel Comics. I think it's pretty cool. And it's got a picture here of the Human Dork. The Human Dork and Boro. So that is interesting. Also got Schlub Mariner instead of Submariner. Attacks Bob Hope's USO boat. So yeah, pretty interesting take there on riffing on old school comic books. I like the foil anyway. I don't know if you're guaranteed one of those every pack. I've never opened this before, but pretty cool foil card there. Next up, we got a Rash Comics. Definitely take on the Flash, I would say. Butt Shot. I don't know what to make of this one. Like maybe the Punisher? But yeah, Butt Shot. So there you go. And if we look at the back of these, gives you a little information. This is Butt Shot #1 from February of '93. Can't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, that is indeed the case with Butt Shot #1. Here's an Evil Mikey. Yikes. Asking who's bad. So this card didn't age very well, I would say. Obviously, given everything that went down with Michael Jackson in his later years. Obviously, this is a kind of a riff on like the Thriller video and his creepy side there from the 80s, but I don't really think that one aged well. The Unfazing Spider Sam. Don't think I need to point out what this one is taking a shot at. Here is the same Marvy Comics, like Submariner and Human Dork card that we looked at in foil format to start the pack. And we have Lamest Funnies, 100 Yawns, Puzzling and Tragic. Then we close out the pack with Misadventure Comics, a riff on Adventure Comics, which featured Superman back, I think, in maybe the 1930s. As I said, my comic book knowledge isn't all that great, but Yeah, there you have it. So I don't really know what to make of this episode. This was really kind of a strange mix of packs here, and I guess the results were probably what I should have expected. Whole bunch of minor league duds, some very strange comic book cards, and some less than popular names from the world of NHL hockey. So far from my most interesting video here on the channel, but did make a little progress cleaning off the pack shelf, and hopefully you saw at least something that mildly interested you today. So I will certainly be back in the near future with some more sports card content, but until then, take care.